my daughter.
Yes, it's 8:03. Do you know where your children are, Dale Fogel? Told you I was getting chewed out. We're a couple minutes late. Jeez, not anyway. Hey, Trucker Tractor Pool fans, especially those of us that have been around it since the 70s, we got another good nostalgia show for you tonight. We brought on, we got Mike and Linda in the background, Ziegler, and Bill Grove and some guy from Somerset. Anybody know who that is?
Ridge Runner.
The Ridge Runner. The Weapon. Donnie Landis is with us tonight.
Well, I thought maybe you were going to tell them what Calvin called me.
Well, I was son of a bitch from Somerset. But anyway, I was trying to be polite and nice. So, Dale Fogel, yeah, the old coal runner. Absolutely. But anyway, yeah, we got, some more good old stories for you tonight. I do have a 12-minute video that I'll play a little later in the show. It's going to feature these three guys pulling different events at the Buck back in the day. And I also put together a couple of like pre-clips. They're off of Bob Landis in the 70s. That him walking around the pits and stuff. And it'll show Mike's truck and a couple others. Show Donnie doing something with an engine, loading it or unloading it, or I guess they were unloading an engine. Then Bill Graves back in there, and if you one scene you see Bill Graves, while you see his hair back behind his tractors. So I don't know where all that hair went this day. But and then at the end there's a funny clip I found funny with Billy Wills, Barry Wills,
turbine.
Yeah. So that'll be pretty cool. We'll play that a little later. Guys, I'm going to sit over here as the young pup and shut up and just let you guys start talking old stuff. Donnie, I will ask you a few questions first, though. When did you start pulling? Why did you start pulling? Obviously, it gets in your blood, and you enjoy what doing that. And I know you and your father, as we call Pap Landis, got involved with it many years back. When exactly did you start pulling, Don?
About 71. 1971.
Would that be stock or?
Well, I pulled back when I was in high school, farm stock with farmers I was working for. We pulled at the Marysdale Fair and the Berlin Fair, just strictly stock. But then when I come back from the service, the first year I was back, I seen Gene Barron and Terry Woolley and John Kuzer. They all had single engine mods, and the next year I had a single engine mod. I thought that was pretty good, so I built the first one, and of course it's about like anything else. Once you do the first one, then you gotta beef it up a little. And the second year, then I built the Weapon and come out with the Weapon, and this has been our second year of pulling.
Now that of course ran twin 440 Dodges. And I'm going to ask you, did you have a couple of Chargers sitting in the backyard when you pulled the engines out of them like Grove had Corvettes? Or?
Shorty Allison done that for me. Every time he got a 440, he'd come pull, say, I got a 440 for you over here. I had 6 of them at one time ready to put in. I mean, not ready to put in, out of cars, yeah. Now, the original Weapon had 383s on it for about 2 years, and then we went to the 440s. And,
383 was a good durable engine, but it's hard to get the horsepower out of them with a 440.
Well, we went through three different three different changes over the weapon. It started out with the straight out. In fact, the original weapon was built pretty much strictly out of the junkyard. We get out of here to the local junkyard, and we got a frame off a truck and hooked it up and set the motors on it. And then after a year or so, Pap got involved, and he decided that we needed to do the drop frame deal and that like it ended up toward the end there then. And of course, it had 24-inch tires on the start and got 30 inches on later on. And so it was fun then when you didn't spend a whole lot and you could go out and run 5-6 nights a week and run 3-4 hooks a night.
Yeah. Yep. Another interesting story that I always fall back on remembering is when you were looking for a mechanic or something. And I remember Pap saying something about Grovey. Share a little light on that.
Well, that was back after we sort of parked the weapon and went to the Sunfair, the 2-wheel drive truck, the first one we got.
Okay.
The one you were drinking when you brought it home.
Imagine that.
Isn't that what your dad said? Were you drinking?
Yep, that's what he said. He said, "What was you drinking when you bought that?" His exact words. But yeah, then we could never get it to run right, and then Bill had them twin 327s at that time, and they run like my dad used to say, they run like a Swiss watch, but everything was just right there. He said, if you can ever run like that, maybe you could keep up with somebody. So he talked to Bill, and Bill said, bring it down. I took it down, and I think he threw it away when it got there. We ended up buying one off for Henderson.
Earl Henderson, yeah. Okay. You've been
I
hooked
remember
ever
the day
since.
you went over to pick that motor up. You needed a clutch, and we kept rooting under workbenches over at Earl's garage. We found enough SF5 parts to put a clutch together.
So,
Uh-oh.
it had bad crank in it, and this was
Internet's a little funky. Uh-oh.
Yep, slow down.
Yeah, it froze up, Kevin, if you can hear me.
so. Hey, he's cut out
Kevin,
there.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, I saw it.
Hey, Kevin, would you have hooked up to
I was going to
5G?
say, I didn't hear what you said there.
What'd you
What
say,
was that,
Grove?
Zundel, or
I
Grovey?
say it depends when he's hooked to your routers, at 5G or 2G. You might want to go to 2G. Sometimes that works better.
It's whatever you have. I don't know. It's all they got.
We're up here in the hills. This is all we got. So
Okay. It's working good now.
we got.
So anyway,
we run 3 seasons, I think, with the Sun.
Go ahead, Donnie. Go ahead.
We run 3 seasons with the Sunfair. My son broke everything in it. I think he could break, and then we got the Ridge Runner. And all I can remember is the day we went down to Gray Bars and looked at the chassis. We went down to Bill's, and Bill said, I don't know what we're going out of here to look at this for. We might as well just stop up here and drink beer because you're going to buy it anyhow.
And we did. We stopped and bought 2 6-packs on the way down.
Just so you know, there's in this sport when you're wheeling and dealing, there's a lot of alcohol involved. Just it's just one of them things.
Nah.
Just
Was
don't
alcohol- was
don't walk
alcohol
into a
factor?
bar. Don't walk into a bar south of Pittsburgh with Donnie Landis, and you're from Maryland. Okay, you don't
And
do
be from
that,
Baltimore,
because
huh?
when you walk in with him. Hey, look at this guy. He's a Ravens fan. You look up and everything's black and gold everywhere. And it's a Steelers bar. And I'm like, thanks, buddy. I was waiting to get shot. Hey, was it Vernon Corey wants to know if it was Rolling Rock you were drinking. There must be a story to that.
Yeah.
And like Donnie says, that's another story.
Yeah, right, Dale.
Bill Grove asked Pap one time if we drink Rolling Rock out there. My dad told him, no, we ship all that out.
Yeah.
They might make her up here, but they haul her all away.
All the way.
Well, anyhow, Donnie, tell them about that engine you bought from Earl. Really did you good. It was
Reliable.
Yep.
12 and a half seasons.
Wow.
Steel rod motor.
And
we got you a championship in Maryland.
Yep, got a championship with it. Yep.
Bill said that last year he built it, said it's going to blow up. He said the main bearing's just flopping around in there. He said they don't even get tight when you put the crank back in. And it finally quit one night. Kevin come off the end of the track, backed up and started up the hill there at Manassas, and it just shut off. He said it didn't have enough left to blow up. It just quit. That was the end of it.
I'll be darned. Yeah. Chime in, Mike.
I'm just listening. I've heard it all before, but I'm still listening.
That's hilarious. But what was I going to say? And you still have the 2-wheel drive now. Of course, a lot more horsepower later, a lot more money later. But when are you coming back out? When are you going to go pulling again?
That's a long story.
That's a long story. Oh,
the owner has trouble getting around. He's not real agile anymore after my deal last year.
right.
And then the driver, he wants to play softball, so it don't cost me near as much to play softball. So I'm letting him go.
Yeah, but my understanding is he's got a wedding to pay for here in the future.
Yeah, about a year September.
Okay.
So.
Yep. The oldest got proposed to and accepted, and Kevin's getting a son-in-law. Congratulations, Kevin, if you're still there.
He pulled a little bit back in his early days with his dad. So maybe if he don't straighten out, maybe the Ridge Runner can find another driver, you know.
Ooh, uh-oh.
And Groovy and Mike would probably like him. I was at a pool 2 years ago. He was there and he brought a case of beer. When he was ready to go home, there was 2 6-packs left, so he just put them in our core. He got it all there. So you can't beat that deal.
Yeah, Groves built her a few times.
That makes me feel old. I can remember going to Kevin's wedding. We're not saying any more.
Yeah. Do you remember any of Kevin's wedding, Donnie?
I remember the wedding. I can't really tell you all the reception. No.
I'm buying everybody breakfast tomorrow morning. And he did. His credit card did. He didn't.
What did Oz say? Oz say it was camouflaged. His face was as white as the sheets.
Well, Groovy jumped on the sheets on the bed. I was laying in bed, yet they all come up to my room after they ate breakfast. And somebody said, Groovy, don't do that. Groovy said, I got to give him the movies camouflaged.
Yeah, they consume more alcohol than the pulling vehicles. Man, oh man.
Maybe Donnie, you ought to talk a little bit about when you pulled the weapon back when Les Salk and all them guys were running and Way Wills. I mean, that's back when the sleds were heavy, and you did okay against tractors with a lot more horsepower.
It wasn't drag racing. You were pulling.
Yep, that was pulling. The best sled for me to pull was the old Franklin County sled. Carl Allison run the old 3-axle Green Hornet. And I don't remember where we were at, but my dad stood there about the 75 to 100 foot mark. And when you come out, if you started out fast enough, it would give a little gap between where the fifth wheel hooked on, where the sled hooked onto the fifth wheel on the pan. That meant the weight was hanging back. And if you could keep that open, you would get a good run. And Pap would stand there, he'd motion, hit it, and a bunch of them guys was watching him, and they'd nail it. And somebody said, why do you want them to hit it so hard at 75 feet? He said, because when they hit it hard, they lost the momentum right there.
Mm-hmm.
I went out, down the track I went. One of the good runs we had that night. And he used to say down at the buck there, we stand at the buck, and I get up there around 250 or so. Them old 440s would start blowing oil smoke out. Pap used to tell the guys all standing there at the lineup sheet, he said, look out, he's coming out the end. I said, how you know that? He said, whenever she starts blowing oil, she's working fine.
Yeah. Yeah, 440s were a reliable engine back in the day.
I think at all the years we run them, now we went through in the winter and that, or checked them, but I think I only ever blowed one up. The whole time I spun a bearing on one, but other than that, yeah, they worked.
Fortunately for the tractor, Davy Justice didn't drive it. So.
Yeah.
It might have been a different story.
I know a fellow that sold his tractor to Davy Justice, and I said he walked up one night and patted on the tire and said, "Oh, girl, I didn't mean it to come to this."
We talked about that last week.
Donnie, tell them how to load a tractor that only has reverse in the automatic. It's the story that goes with it.
You want to know how to win a points championship that way too. Pap was trying to load the tractor one night, and it was looking for rain, and low gear went out of the automatic. Had no forward gear, and we had the ramps up. The 600 Ford we had to run up the ramps up on the back of it. He was standing there trying to get it loaded, and thunder shower coming. You could hear the thunder coming and this and that, and he was wanting to get loaded, and Greg Manners was standing there. Greg looked at him. He said, "Well, Pap, don't you have reverse in your automatic?" "Yeah." He said, "You have reverse in your tractor transmission, don't you?" "Well, yeah." He says, "You know, two reverses make a forward." He said, "Your dad never smiled, never said nothing. He just stood there and looked at me a little bit, and finally he said, you know, it ain't no sin to be stupid. It's just damn unhandy still." He went down and loaded the tractor.
Yep.
And then about a month later, it was a buck pull off, and we blowed the automatic up in 7, and it run before the 9, and all we had to do was hook in the 9, and we won the points championship. If we didn't hook, and the second place tractor would have won, I don't know if we'd have won the points championship. So we went out in 2 reverses, and we pulled the sled down the track about 50 feet. And that locked the points championship for us that year.
It's not to be the sled.
So
That's hilarious. What
Donnie probably remembers being up at the Lehman Horse Show grounds. That's we pulled up there 3 or 4 times, up a little place like west of Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. You remember when Willie Wills had them longer tires on that Allison and pulled out the end and spun out, and the water flew up in the air about 50 feet. Remember that? He cut through that water line at the end of the track.
Ouch. I don't know if he heard you or not. He might have been froze up again. He's moving.
froze up again.
No, you're okay now. You're moving now. Huh.
I didn't hear him. It froze up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
try
talking about
again.
it being up at Lehman Horse Show grounds when Willie Will spun out the end of the track and the water went up in the air. You didn't hear it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, he had them longer tires, them real hard 30s on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, he dug down where the water line was along the end of the track, and they had instant shower going there for a little while. That's where Amos Stauffer was at in the 9 Open one day. I don't know if it's the same day or another time up there, but right at the end of the track, there was a staging area, like when you were ready, and then you go out little further, there was another gate. You went out to in the pit area, and one of the grandsons or sons or whatever, he made a full pull hole Fido in the 9 open, and Carl Hamer was with us recap, and he went out through going to take weights off or put weights on. I don't know which way we were going. Anyhow, Fido went out through, and Amos was running after me, hollering for him to stop. He got him stopped. He said, "Park over there." And Carl said to Amos, he said, "Aren't you too short?" He looked at the weapon. He said, "Dot Dar hasn't run yet." Carl said, "I come out the end for a full pull I made a full pull." He said, "You didn't even get unhooked the sled." Amos looked at me, he said, "See, I told you." So we come back and a pull off that day.
Yeah, it was cool to see. I mean, like I say, 440s was a popular engine choice back then. That's a big black Chevy. But Les Houck, of course, Les Landis, then Greg Manners were twin 440s, and I'm sure there were several others. But they're the ones that stick out in my mind the most, that you've seen regularly at the park.
Reason that I got the notion to build twin 440s was what was it? Vernon Miller. And then Les Houck ended up buying that tractor. And so Les had 440s, and we had, Greg Manners had, and a couple of them up at New Penn, Jersey, they had single 440s. There's 2 or 3 of them up there.
Dave Daycrew ran 440 still, believe.
I think.
Yep.
So,
Ed Smith from up there at Bangor.
Yes.
He had 2 440s.
Busy road, Donnie.
Snow plows.
Snow plow.
It always snows in Somerset.
Hey, we got 2 seasons. We got winter and we got July, you know.
Indeed.
No, that was one of them there coal buckets going to work. It's time for Thursday already.
Yeah. You still haul, I guess you're doing mostly just agricultural stuff now.
I'm doing grain and mushroom soil and fertilizer and lime. And I'm doing steam coal, these steam engines. I do a bunch of that. So, I was up at Orpy last Thursday. I was up at Orpy to East Broadtop Railroad.
Yep.
And next month, about 2 weeks here, I got a load ordered for Rough and Tumble down for their steam engines.
I've been to Orbisoni a time or two.
Yeah, right there below the Legion. You probably And if you want to know anything about the Legion, I can find it out because David, I talked to at Orpisoni, it seems like he knows all the waitresses and bartenders and everything up there. I don't know why, but you know.
What a lineup. Yeah, the King, the Smoothness, the Waterboy, and Flood. And look, here's Pine Knot Yoder. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hey, everyone. Some better looking dudes on here today. Must not be too good on the other channels tonight, then. What other pullers out your way? There was a few, Willie Wills and some other pullers out your way back in the day.
Well, Willie seen me pull a couple times, and I was drilling holes for him on the strip job. I was working for Gloucester Mines at that time, and we had a vertical drill, and he didn't have a drill. In fact, I was even doing his blasting for him. I had a blaster's license, and I'd spend about a day a week down on Willie's strip jobs, and then he decided maybe he ought to have a tractor, and he started out with twin 327s, and then he went to the Allisons after that. But that's really how he got started. Then Jim Ringler had a super stock 560 like Tommy Ermpson had.
Yep. You still see Tommy from time to time.
Yeah, Tommy has what is it now, a 966 or something. He runs in one of the harder classes, one of the heavier classes.
Magnum. He's got a Case IH Magnum Alcohol Super.
Okay.
So,
Hickson's.
And Hickson's,
Hickson's.
the streaker. And, well, before Mark Brandhoover had the sled, he had an Oliver he pulled in I guess it was Super at that time. He had an 88 or something. They spun a turbo on and he run it back in the early days. So.
Another family out that way too, the township supervisor and grandson who still pulls today. We could tell a lot of stories about that rascal too, but we won't.
Well, you said you didn't want it to get X-rated tonight. Maybe we ought to not go there. You know,
Old Zundel. We'll leave it at that.
The Amazing Z.
Amazing Z.
And you had Nate and Ned Wolf from Bedford.
Yeah, that's right, Ned.
Yeah, I remember Ned Wolf. Yeah.
He started out with an F-20 with a 413 Chrysler on it, and then built the M with a blown Chevy.
Wow. What was the Shine brothers from out your way too?
They're northwest. They're up closer Erie, but yeah, they're out western PA, northwestern. I think he's still pulling yet, if I ain't mistaken. Dawn is.
Yeah. You get west of Raystown, it's western Pennsylvania. So.
And then we got the Hildebrands.
Yeah. The Hildebrands are pretty local to you there.
And Bradish.
Bradish. Yeah, there's several out there still. A lot of pullers out that way, really. There's another kid named Kevin Landis. I hear he's itching to go pulling again. So.
Well,
you know him? You know him?
Yeah, I don't know about him though. He's a little flighty still, you know. You know, white lines.
Schisley.
Schisley.
You know, what white lines and full pull signs and flagmen and that he gets after them pretty rough every now and then, you know.
Yeah. I've seen Kevin in his Schisley days. It ain't pretty.
One of them nights was down at one of the first pulls that we had down at yeah, right. Can't even think of where that's at now. That one, the oil light come on.
Oh, Tappahannock.
Tappahannock. One of the first pulls down Tappahannock was the last talk of the year, and he went to come off the line, and the oil light come on. He had his red light shining in his helmet. Down the track he come, hammered down the whole way. And somebody said, "What was that red light?" I said, "Oil light." And we didn't stop. I said, "Did you see stop in his eyes?" It was the last talk of the year, and he had to beat 2 trucks that night to maintain his championship. As long as it was running, it was running.
Mm-hmm. I was there filming. That was the first time I went to Tappahannock.
It was one of the early pulls. We weren't even down where he's at now. We were up there.
Yeah, it's at Fair Motorsports Park or whatever. Oh shoot, what was that place called? It was actually before you get to Temple's place.
Yeah, it's closer than what Temple's place is now.
I think it's called not Virginia Sports Park. That's further. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, it wasn't at Temple's. It was right before his place.
I think we were only ever there once or twice, weren't we?
Ooh.
Couple years.
Yeah, probably a couple times, I think. I got a real good question coming in here. Mike, I wish you to remain calm. Remain calm, Mike. Who broke more parts, Linda or Kevin?
Oh, I think we did. I believe it.
You know what Kevin told his granddaughter the first year she drove? Look at Grover shaking his head. He was mechanic at Kevin's. Does that count Kevin, or does it count the assistant driver at running a couple times too?
Oh yeah. Your assistant was rough on parts too. You know.
Yeah.
You remember Winchester?
Yeah,
That
wasn't me.
Remember Winchester when things was laying out on the track and it wasn't Kevin?
Well, I remember Kevin having Scott do a Texas two-step at Bel Air one night.
Yeah,
Throwing
right to
rods
start
at
one.
Yeah.
I was under orders.
Yeah, he was under orders. And then when he stopped, I said, "What did you stop for?" It was still going. He said, "He got to shake and said, man, my helmet come down over my eyes. I couldn't see where I was going."
Yeah.
But
Oh,
when
my
Paige,
goodness.
when Paige started to drive, and Kevin said, "You can just go out there and hammer all you want to, because you can't break anything that your mother hasn't broke, or your grandmother rather."
Grandmother. Yeah.
Yeah. And it went about 2 or 3 pulls, and Mike says, "Guess what? Paige broke something Linda never broke." What was that? She broke the windshield.
Windshield. She broke the windshield out of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, broke the windshield. Now Kevin never had that trouble. Every now and then his would fog up, though, you know. But
Yeah.
J.R. Rolfe, what's the name of that place? I can't remember what they used to call that place down there. I was there a couple times. Can't remember what it's called.
Do you remember the night that the bucket Vernon was driving Earl's, I don't know if it's a 3-motor tractor or what, and it caught fire and he left off of it. And Earl told him, "Don't you ever let off that tractor for a little bit of fire."
Vernon's in chat. Maybe Vernon will.
yeah, but finish the whole story though. A couple of weeks later, he come off a track and the bug shield on his helmet was melted. He said, "I didn't let off of it for a little fire either."
He had a good teacher. I remember when Earl first bought that Peanut Queen down at Flemington, he throwed the rods out of it 75 feet in full pull. Mary took the block down to what's the guy's name that does blocks?
Right.
What there? Bowman.
Dean Bowman. It was sawed in half. He said, "I've never seen one this bad."
Well, that night you're talking about doing the Texas two-step there at Bel Air.
Yeah.
What did we have? About 2 inches on the one side. We'd have had 2 blocks. It was all going through that night. That was the last run on that Oldsmobile. Except Groovy sold it to some drag racer down in Baltimore, didn't you?
And he was happy to get it.
It's repairable. You have I guess you had another block after that, another Olds block you put together.
Didn't you? You bought that motor off of Denny Horse then, right?
Yeah, the motor we got now. It was Roy Keith's motor. He had it on that mod. They had a 3-engine mod out in Ohio, and the partnership dissolved there, I guess, and he had the motor, and we just sort of found out about it through the grapevine or whatever. That's where it come from.
Did your father ever drive the Weapon?
Yep. He run it a good bit, especially when the kids were young and in school. And I was busy working. Come about the third week in August, September pulls, especially during the week, my mom and dad would take it and go. And a couple of times I come home and the tractor would be missing and the hauler would be missing, and Polly tell me, "Your son's not here. He went with Pap and Grandma. He's pulling." So,
Patrick Garst got it.
somebody
I don't know
wanted-
if you can see messages on the screen or not. Said he ran into the man, the myth, the legend of Superstock the other. I presume that's Ed Smith.
Oh. And had a good record, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, but he won every pool one year. Dude.
Yeah.
He won every hook that one year that Rick Fike had for him. He run for Rick that one year. So yeah, he was
Attractive.
And if you knew what he sold that tractor for, you should have bought it.
No doubt. I don't even want to know.
I know what he got for it. the motor alone was worth more than what he got for it.
Mm.
He was working on my big truck at that time, and some guy come along and offered him some money for it. I heard he wanted to sell it. He said, I wasn't messing with it. It's out of here. So.
Yeah, Doug Baird bought it and went out to Iowa for a while. Now it's back in Maryland.
But it ain't what it was.
No, that was a very good running machine.
Well, you know why it was so good running though? Not
Yeah, his buddy.
his buddy told him what he needed to do.
Yep. Some guy from Dayton, Minnesota. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. Red 9 Fever. Yeah, give it away, Patrick. Probably just about right. That's a shame. It's a good track.
That first year we went out to Bowling Green. We parked out there and went over. After we were set up and everything, went over to his trailer, and Ed asked if he was there, and one of his men, "Oh, he ain't around." He said, "You just go tell old Fuzzhead that Ed's out here." About that time, mechanic said, "Come over here." He didn't want a lot of people around. We went over around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a popular person.
I don't know if JR remembers that.
Yeah, maybe you don't remember.
Yes, I do.
I think
I remember it 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. When you jump down,
That way he was a Steelers fan.
You become a Steeler fan,
Aware of
right?
secrets. Oh, absolutely. I love the Steelers. I love the Steelers in Somerset. I'm in Somerset too. Ain't no dummy.
You mean that one
Take a
horse
smoke,
town
Bobby.
we were
That's
in?
right, buddy.
Remember that? You come out of the bar and said, "Well, this is just a one-horse town." I said, "No, it ain't. It's two horses. Look over there. There was a team of horses."
Oh, over at Listy. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Yeah, I remember that. Good old Listy. But where are we at? We're 37 minutes into this. We might go ahead and play this video real quick. Grove, I'll let you think of some more things you want to talk to Donnie about, Mikey. I'm sure Mike's got something he can. I don't know. Mike's a truck. He was four-wheel drive truck. I'll pull this up real quick. Give me a second to load this up.
Ladies and gentlemen of Even Road, thank you so much for coming this evening to this once in a lifetime auction.
It was in here, but then it disappeared. I don't know why.
From propaganda,
I've had a wonderful couple of weeks of computers here lately. There it is. Okay, we'll go ahead and play this. Just let me know in chat if it's not loud enough or too loud.
going to
You ready? You're good.
the Bird of the Year contest, which was in 20.
Nice run.
Ziegler, very power. Okay, testing problems with the iron butterfly. Okay, Mike Ziegler with the iron butterfly. Okay, Saturday night.
I had to change the music on that because of copyright stuff and the music they were playing in the background on the speakers.
That's different. There's Earl's
Firefly.
Stanley Braver.
Yep, family. Roy's toy.
Earl.
Coleman Wheat was there.
That's fun.
Yeah. Actor Stanley.
Yep.
I wanted to see something real quick. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Jeff had worked for Amador Smith. That's why they called him reliable.
There he is.
Had a jacket.
What a head of hair.
Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Really? Mike.
Yeah. Thanks for drywall.
Yep, that's family.
Yep.
Didn't that go to Keith Wason eventually?
The purple one, yeah. The purple one went to Keith Wason. The heavier track.
Troy Brummer.
Drummer. Yeah.
Holly Brommer.
John Zimmerman,
Zimmerman.
Dave Becker, Les Help,
Yeah.
Galen Spickler,
Patty
Earl
Earl.
Henderson,
Yeah.
there's Stanley, Welcome Bill,
Let's have a nice three-wheeler.
Jeff runs his first tractor,
Who's that?
on in the background, Bill Albany,
There's Oz.
Stanley,
Family, yeah.
Out St. Helens. That's Greenleaf, isn't it? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Bill Wilson.
Jake Harper,
Jake Harper, yeah.
Bill Jones on that tractor,
Okay.
Bob Smith, Young Brothers. That's Mikey's truck. Chucky, he's talking about.
Yeah. There we go. Let's click funny. This is funny.
You're supposed to remember, Gary, this year has had some trouble in this class with hopping. As I mentioned before, it's tough on the frames, a lot of weight with these engines. Oh my goodness, look at that. They're going to keep this thing from hopping this time. Billy Will's down there sweeping the dirt away. And Landis and Henderson are going to put the boards there. Now Gary says, Gary says that's a great idea. He says that's going to be all right. Oh, now they're going to measure. See what it looks like there in front. Oh, now you better get over a little bit further. I believe the tires are wider than that. There you go. Okay, Willie Wills, you'll see him out here later tonight running an Allison aircraft engine. Earl Henderson, of course, with
Yeah. Oh, great memories, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, those guys out there. I guess Gary had a bouncing problem. I vaguely remember that. I guess with that particular tractor, but they were out there sweeping the track, getting it all smooth for him and everything. That's hilarious.
Level. Stanley had a big long level he was using.
Yeah.
16 years of watching those guys. Now I know why I drove crooked all the time.
There you go. Yeah, that's okay, Aaron. He was on the 5040 Alice. Okay. That's cool. I don't know who's braver, the guys on the tractors or the guy on the sled. That's for sure. Yeah, for sure. That's good. Like I said, there's hours and hours and hours of old video.
Were they all from the Buck?
Yes. Yep.
That was all Bob Landis's videos.
Oh,
wasn't it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God. Bob had more. I never got to talk to him again. It's been years back, but I wanted to buy them all, but he wasn't interested in selling at the time. So I presume he's not with us anymore. I don't know.
I talked to him 2 years ago, I think it was,
Okay.
but he was supposed to get back to us. See, I guess his daughter has a cabin down here by Breezewood. His wife had that. Her family, his first wife's family had that. And when she died, his daughter got it, but he said he goes up there a good bit. He was going to call us sometime when he was up there, but I've never heard from him.
Okay. There's a guy that worked at the Buck for a whole lot of years too. Clint Youngs.
Yep. You bet.
Long time. So what do you think, Donnie? Sitting back and watching them old runs with the old twin 440s. I hear you're ready to build another one, huh?
That's right. We ought to go back. We ought to go back to that kind of pull, and that's when it was fun. Not this drag racing. You got to pull it down the track, not race with it.
Man, it was fun for me. I was young and going with my uncle, sitting up the top row, about 250 foot every Saturday night at the Buck. Got in for what, 50 cents or $1 back in the day. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Kevin said now he knows why he gets crooked. He ought to try doing it with band brakes instead of his fancy hydraulic ones he got now, though.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
You still have the Budweiser hat, Landis?
No.
I was going to ask about that hat.
I used that a year, though, after they made us wear the helmet. I'd take it off and put it under the seat, put my helmet on, and get to the end of the track, take the helmet off, put my Budweiser hat back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of those pictures, you had a red helmet on.
That was after they made us run them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you know why I needed earplugs, too. You know, that didn't do my ears any harm.
Well, you cut them
Yeah.
That's cool.
I did go to an NTPA pull up at Clearfield one night, and they wouldn't let me run because somebody had cut the padding out of his helmet so he could hear the motors run. They're not supposed to be that way. They're supposed to have padding in.
What are they padding, huh?
So
They weren't saving your brain, were they?
I like Earnhardt, and he always say he had to go with an open helmet so he could feel the wind. That's the way of me. I had to have no padding so I could hear the motors, hear the wind going through.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, sometimes that old Buck sled and the track at the Buck was tough when you 4-wheel drive guys.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, man.
That was heavy. Now Landis said he liked the old 3-axle that Carl Allison had, and that was a heavy thing to start. I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
Weighed 60,000 pounds to start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the sled weighed.
It was heavy.
Those little skinny tires back in the days on the 4-wheel. Of course, you didn't have the horsepower you had today either.
Yeah.
But
Goodyear
it was tough to
tires.
get hold of stuff. Yeah.
You didn't need to change weight all the time. They just changed the gear, moved the box up a little further because it took
Yeah.
took a heck of a vehicle to top the box, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's cool.
What was
Yeah,
the fellow?
Go ahead.
The fellow that wore the silver hard hat that run the Kinzer sled all the time.
Dan Brubaker.
Yeah, Dan Brubaker.
Dan, yep.
Jerry Hershey had a post on this last week or two. I'd seen it. He says, "Now I know what my trouble is. Brubaker always wore a helmet. He never did."
Yeah.
That was a Stauffer sled. Stauffer's built most of the sleds around back then. Buck sled was Stauffer's. The southeast Pennsylvania tractor pull was Stauffer's. Northeast was Stauffer's. Franklin County was a Stauffer sled.
Franklin County's was triaxle, though, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but Stauffer's built it. And I can remember back when they wanted to get Poland started in Europe. And Les Hout took his tractor over, and who went over with a super stock? Do you remember? Was Amos was one of Stauffer's was over, I think. But anyhow,
Yeah.
they needed to build a sled over there, and Stolfers sent them the engineering plans to build it. Off of
Okay.
they had there.
Well, Les's tractor never come back.
Right.
Yeah, he left it there.
Yeah.
He sold it over there. And he
Yep.
come back and got twin
Ferry.
427 Chevys, and he blowed them up about 3 times the next summer. He said one time, he said, they just wouldn't take what them 440s took.
Right. Right. Yeah, it was nowhere near the same tractor the old Fox 80 was. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he bought that off of Ferry Brothers,
Oh,
the twin Chevys.
Yeah, which is now the Tomcat went to Tommy Middleton's Tomcat went to Ferries, right? Became the Westport Wildcat, I believe. I remember.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
And then they had a Banner tractor too. They bought what, the Banner Brown, the three
Mhm.
motor,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the three in a stack, 3 stack.
Yeah.
Ferry
Staircase. Yeah.
I can remember ferries coming to Kinzer's when I first started. Boy, we had a Packard. You remember that, Donnie?
Yep. Had an old Packard.
Old Packard.
I don't know if I remember that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know another guy that had a Packard for a while too.
I said the best run it ever made was at Myersdale. Night the Linkies dropped off the barrel valve and he run on aluminum for 300 feet.
I think you're talking about your buddy Vernon.
How about the turbine Firefly? He was messing with it too one night. He went down the track and Pap told him, well, Earl, she was Firefly, all right. Firefly this way, Firefly that way, Firefly everywhere.
Wow. Yeah, they went on to really go big time Grand National champions.
Mhm.
Phew.
Yep.
That's a fella that went through a lot of money. I'm pulling. I'll tell you that. I
He had
guess.
fun doing it though.
Oh, I guarantee he did.
That was Earl's bucket list. He wanted to win the Grand National NTPA Grand National Championship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vernon driving.
Yeah.
Earl Walker gave me some tapes at Lebanon a couple of weeks back, and one of them was at 1992 Buck pull-off event. And Charlotte is driving the Papa Bear two-wheel drive in that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think that truck went to Dave Lamar, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Became a dirt track Cadillac.
Yep.
Vernon will keep us. He'll keep us straight. I'm glad to see him in here tonight. It's a cool deal. But,
I'll tell you what, Earl helped a lot of us out for parts stuff. And
you gotta tell the story about his tractor. I guess you were over to shop or something. You said something you boys couldn't afford it or something.
oh yeah, me and Andy Zielinski were over at the shop one night. We were helping Earl on. He broke the rear or something, and I guess at the time it threw the motors off of it up at Pocono Raceway, and we were over there helping put it back together. We were making fun of Earl's 7-motor tractor or whatever. He looked at us and said, "You effers couldn't afford this if I give her to you."
It's hilarious. So many stories. I don't even know which one to pick. Or so many stories.
How about Earl? How he blowed that 30-inch tear up on the rim?
Yeah,
Little ether in it.
yeah.
Boom.
Last time you seen the rim, it looked about the size of a $50 going up through the sky.
Straight up.
And you'll never guess who bought them tires off of him.
Probably Bill Grove.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Had to run a pound and a half air less than one of them because one of them was bigger than the other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Aaron. He's down there by you. Correct. Yeah. They've been down there for a while.
Oh.
There at talked about Stifler's, Donnie's truck that he bought from he went to the moon.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a front row seat.
I bet he did.
The truck that Donnie bought off of Grady Bar, the Ridge Runner, that was patterned off of Mitch Stifler had Mitch and Frank had them build a 2-wheel drive for them. They called it Maximum Overdrive. And when it was in Tommy Weaver's body shop being painted, Grady Barr and his partners then went down and measured the frame and copied the frame off of Stifler's tractor to build the frame that Donnie has now, the Ridge Runner.
That truck will hook on anything. Amazing.
Shit track Cadillac.
Now, did Ralph Wilson's truck, wasn't it a copy of yours as well, that chassis? The little T-bucket?
I don't think.
That's the one Jeff Eshelman ended up with, right?
Yeah, the T-bucket. Now, it was before.
No,
It would have been the one that was painted maroon.
the one Johnny got.
Yeah, the one Johnny got. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought those two
The
were,
axle.
right, Kevin? I thought those two were kind of built
The
similar.
axles are the same.
Yeah, the front axles is different
No,
on
the
them,
back
which
axle.
makes them hook different. See, ours is made to fit, which talked about him a while ago. Zundel's running the body off the Ridge Runner.
Right.
The
Heartbreaker.
S10 extended cab Chevy body that Steel Shitty Shaker has would fit right on ours.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tongue twister. Still shitty shaker.
The Steel Shitty Shaker.
How's anybody heard from Mike Goff lately? Good.
Yeah, I thought about calling him a couple of times. You never know when to call. I hate to call somebody, like, he's still running the business yet, and just to talk. But
Yeah, I used to get an email every once in a blue moon from you, but I don't see much from him anymore.
if you want to hear it, I have a 2-wheel drive story if you want to hear it.
Sure, yeah. That's what we're here for. Please. Stories. Bring them on.
Back when Jeff Eshelman bought the Boss Hog off of Guy Somerset, what's his name?
Lepley. Butch Lepley.
Yep.
Lepley.
Yep.
Yeah.
We left on a Saturday. Harry asked me to go. Harry had the Ranchero then. And Harry said, "Would you ride along with me?" He said, "I'm going to take a Ranchero out." There was a pull out at Rochester for 2-wheel drives, and they're going to stop and pick up the Boss Hog or the truck they bought from Lepley, and they're coming out. Okay. We went along down and picked up. We were there while they picked this truck up. So we both headed out the turnpike, and they got ahead of us. And Harry and I pulled off at New Staunton. We had plenty of time to get something to eat. And we come out from the restaurant there, walked around the trailer. I told Harry, I said, "Looky here." He had a tag-along trailer. And here the whole front where the hitch bolts on was broke off, just hanging by a little bit of metal. He said, "Oh man, what are we going to do?" And this is Labor Day weekend on a Sunday or Saturday. So no cell phones back in. So I got a whole roll of quarters, went and got change, and went back in the restaurant, got a Yellow Pages book out, opened it up to welders and started calling. And finally I called a guy and he said he'll come up and weld it for us. So he comes up and he's welding and grinding. We're standing there looking at our watches. Fine. When he got the paint can out and started to paint it, we were hooking up to it. And Harry said, "We'll never make her to Rochester." I said, "Yeah, we will." So we took off and out through and up to Rochester. We got up there, and there's a 2-lane road going. Donnie been there before out at the Rochester, the fairgrounds. And there's about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile of cars going in. We got in line. I said, "We ain't going to make her." And I looked, and nobody was coming out. So I took the truck and trailer and I said, there ain't nothing down there at the end of the line, but rent a cop and we'll deal with him when we get there. We got down the end of the line on the wrong side of the road all the way down through. Well, there was 2 Upper Sewickley Township police standing there, and they pointed for me to stop there. And Harry was sitting beside me and said, keep your mouth shut, bro. Keep your mouth shut. And the guy come over to the window, and I said, I don't know what you're going to do to me and what fine you're going to give me, but you're going to have to give her to me over in the pits because we're heading over there to unload. I just took off. They never did come over. Then we pulled that night. That's how close we were not to making it. That was just one of them stories I was thinking about. But it's
How about the time we went to Strawberry Fields and the cop asked you if you had a permission slip?
Yeah, that's when they were searching, hunting for that escaped convict or
Yeah,
whatever.
they were hunting for that escaped convict. Kevin's in the bunk and he sits over to one side. They don't even see him, and they're looking for a convict. I said, yeah, you'd really find one now, wouldn't you? Yeah, they asked me if Gravy had a permission slip to ride in my truck. I said, it's my license, my truck, my insurance. He had looked at all that. I said, now why wouldn't he have? Well, how did I know he didn't get in there at gunpoint? And Gravy said after he pulled away, I had no issue to tell him because it ain't pointed at you.
That day didn't start good. It started DOT about 10 miles from your house.
Yeah.
Remember when the guy was up in the trailer tripping over the beer coolers looking to see if your load was fastened down right.
Yeah, he was worried more about he never seen a 2-wheel drive, so we let him in the trailer to look at it, and he was more concerned of how we had it tied on than what the 2-wheel drive was, and Grovy's trying to push his beer cooler back under the generator.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know if you made money with it. Remember, he asked you, do you win money with this?
Money, and if you get prize money, I'm supposed to log it in my logbook. If I'm going to a pool and you get prize money, if you don't get any prize money, you don't need to log it. I said, well, I just quit getting prize money, that I ain't getting any more. Well, when you run
right along with me for summer, I'll show you if we're making money or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah.
I think that's the video that was JR just had on here a couple of weeks ago where you drove up there that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the video.
Yeah, that's the night we let all the air out of the tires.
Yeah, you lost.
Yep. Remember, it was a mud hole. We pulled the afternoon.
It hooked.
It pulled in the afternoon, and then they were going to pull again that night, and we had an air leak. We couldn't get it sealed, and finally decided it was drizzling a little bit. Then we decided we were going to load up and go home. The heck with it, because we couldn't keep air in the tire to run anyhow. We ended up rained out. Told us GR and said it rained out.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about New York?
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Drizzle, that freaking hurricane come in. I said the whole way up there, I said I've done the whole way up there, I said I've done a lot of dumb things in my life, but this is about the dumbest. Driving all the way to New York knowing there's an incoming hurricane.
Well, see, we went up.
We had a great afternoon show.
We went up on Saturday afternoon. That's another thing the cop asked us. Well, the pool rained out around here. We were going, and we said, "Oh, we got to go up so I get my 10 hours off so I can drive back home tomorrow." We were going up for a picnic and stuff they had Saturday night up there before the pool.
All right. Yeah, that was a muddy mess.
That was the night my wife called up there at 7 o'clock and asked if I was in bed or if you want to
asked where you were at.
You told her I was in bed. She said, yeah, right. But I wasn't feeling good. I had a bad cold, and we drank beer there for a little bit. And I told her, I said, I don't feel good. I'm going to bed. So.
Yeah, but the next morning was when you really liked it. When we went over there for breakfast, and everybody was stirring their breakfast, and we went in. It tasted pretty good.
what the heck? I had one on my mind. I can't remember what it was. There's 1,000 stories. Oh, Yoder. Yeah, these are good stories, but there's a whole lot of stories we can't talk about on here from tractor pulling. It's a lot of good times. I think that's what, it costs a lot of money to do this sport. Get serious about it. So it don't even have to be serious, a lot of money, but, it's the second families you make, the friends you make. I think that's what keeps people coming back. That's, if you will, on the inside. It's hard to walk away from family. It really is.
Donnie, do they still have pools at Listy?
Yep. They just have local stuff, but yeah, they're still pulling at Listy.
Okay.
They had one 2 weeks ago, I think. So they got a little bit of a circuit going now. You can pull at Listy. You can pull out at Wooddale. Did you ever pull at Wooddale?
No.
Gravy probably
Yes,
pulled out.
yes, I did. With the rock in the middle of the track.
In the
and
middle
you
of the
had
track,
to
yeah.
pull one side or the other.
I heard about it. Yeah.
I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask
Yeah,
about the track with the
Wooddale.
rock in it. Yeah.
Yeah, they have another one or two. Some guys working on. They're trying to set up like we used to do years ago out here. They're trying to get like 4 tracks and run once a month. You know what I'm getting at? So you could pull every weekend without going more than about 75 miles from home.
Okay.
All that.
Yeah, Listy's back pulling their stuff again, or their little stuff and whatever.
Yeah, nothing like yours and mine and whatever. Yeah.
Well, if you really want to pull, we could work that out. In other words, the firemen at Listy, they were going to put us in last fall, and I told them not to. And the year before, we run for them over there.
Yeah.
They throw one class in, or a hot class or something, but it's just getting to be too many and too long a show, and the crowd base is falling off because you used to go and have 40 hot vehicles there in 4 different classes, and now you go and start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're there yet at midnight, and like I say, the fan base is really falling off, I think. And everybody says, well, it's an economy and this and that. I don't think it's all economy. I think it's just the level, not saying the level of competition ain't there, but the real hot stuff ain't there,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's you guys, across with PTPA and Region 1, I guess, et cetera. It wasn't nothing to take a week off of work, Rover. I've heard you talk about that. Just to tell you how pulling used to be here, and you pull all week long, all across the state of Pennsylvania.
In 1977, I was at 52 different pools in the state of Pennsylvania and pulled 2 and 3 classes every hook. I had 100 and some hooks that year.
Yep. Wow.
And never left Pennsylvania.
Don't happen today. I don't think equipment today could last that, Everything's so turned up and on kill anymore. And
well, as I said, everything's on kill and you're racing, you're not pulling. And the same way now, if you don't go 350, 375, used to be at 300. And guys, these data loggers will tell you, but if you go over 300, it just, the abuse level just goes out of sight.
Yeah.
In other words, it's too long.
But then I used to hear the argument when I was officiating yet, they'd rather pull fodder than drag hard. In other words, they'd rather pull a light sled and go 320, 330 than go 300 feet pulling a heavy sled.
Yeah. You're not working the motor as hard if you're not lugging it.
Yeah. And no pull-offs.
Donnie's truck likes them. I always like them short.
I like them
275, 300 tracks.
Yeah.
And just put a little extra water in it then too,
I was just thinking, I mowed my whole farm, most of it yesterday. About 4 hours on the mowers. I had plenty of time to think. That's a good time.
That's scary.
Anyhow, I was just thinking about back when Gary was pulling. He was always the first one at the pool. Always there, and he was always there helping build the track. He wanted to make sure that they got the track built right. And we used to laugh. He's building a turbine track. He ain't building one for us.
Yeah.
Well, I know somebody used to build tracks, and he only built 250 foot and dragged the loose ground out over 250 to 300, and the high wheel speeds could get to 300, but the ones that were lugging, they'd lose it between 250 and 300. It kicked the loose ground off the top of the hard track.
I was thinking about another thing we used to do when they measured with a rope and measuring tape. When you set the sled, you always had a cone you set when you wanted the sled to come back to. When you're supposed to set it, they always had a line there. That's where the sled come back to. Well, you always kick that cone ahead about a foot and a half. Them sled operators, they just come back to the cone, and so it give you a foot and a half to ahead everybody else to set the cone on the line.
I've heard that.
That was just one of the tricks.
Well, that one year, Earl and Pap was driving. I wasn't there, but he went straight down the track, and Earl got crooked. And whoever was measuring, they took the string across the track, and then they held it in the center and went over to where Earl was. And my dad said, I beat him. But if he went straight out to where my dad stopped, Earl had more distance. He said, you're supposed to measure straight, not at an angle. He laid her out one time and showed him, and it made enough to do.
Yeah.
In other words, they held the tape in the center of the track and went to wherever Earl went to. You're supposed to go straight to where he was at, not angle across the track.
Here's a question. Do you remember the soap and big manure spreader at the book?
No, I don't.
No.
Do tell, Aaron. So I presume everybody enjoyed pulling at the Buck. It's like the Superstar pulling stadium, if you will, back in the day.
Don, did you remember the time? Remember when they used to have powder puff pulls, usually at the end of the season, and Bill Albany dressed up in a dress and had a bonnet on and everything. He pulled with the women.
Did he have a cigar in his mouth?
Had a cigar sticking in his mouth.
Yeah. He always had a cigar, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah, my wife pulled 2 or 3 times in the powder puff pool. I know Gary's, I don't know if Sherry pulled or not. I remember Sharon run his tractor one time in the powder puff pool.
I just friended Stanley Graver on Facebook here a few weeks ago. I stumbled across his name and said, yeah, I know that name. I'll go ahead and send a friend request. I guess he accepted, but I haven't had a chance to talk to him. Be cool to get him on sometime. Feel good.
He still live up in the mountain somewhere?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Wellsboro. He
Hey.
sold his farm. He lives in town now.
Oh, really?
In a housing development or something. Yeah, he sold the farm.
Guess his drywall days are long behind him.
Yeah. Yeah, Stanley lived over. Had a Peckway address. Mike knows what I'm talking about. It was actually Smithville. He was right up from the Frogtown
Oh, okay. Yeah.
tap room. Right in the housing development. And guess where he worked on his tractor? In the garage here at the housing development. Just about like Ted Owens in York. Ted
Oh, my
lived in a
goodness.
housing development. It's off of Queen Street. I guess he had a cops there printer every night.
Aaron says Gary put soap in the water wagon, and when they fired it up, it looked like it snowed a foot.
Well, you know how the weapon got its name.
No.
No.
Right after
No.
we got it finished, I went up the road here about 2 miles, up where the state shed is. Right before the state shed, there was a set of scales there on the left, and I weighed it. And I come down the road racing a guy with a Datsun pickup, and I wanted to turn in the driveway, and I couldn't get stopped. And Pap was sitting down at the intersection. And he told me, "Now, boy, I want to tell you something. That's not a toy. That's a damn weapon." Thus the name was born.
There you go.
That sounds like when I built my first tractor, the garage out in Airville, which Art Stokes had, an older fellow. So I go out there carrying this yoke. And I said, I need this yoke turned down so I could fit it in this other piece I had there. And he asked me, he said, "What the hell are you making?" I said, "I'm putting a V8 Chevy on an F-20 Farmall." He looked at me and said, "You're going to kill somebody."
That's hilarious. We'll kill somebody. If they only understood, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you'd have known you were going to live this long, we'd have took better care of ourselves back a couple years back, you know.
No, he wouldn't.
Wouldn't have been any fun,
Wouldn't
right?
have changed the thing. No, sir.
Yeah, now you keep
Mike-
talking about going back to the good old days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We obviously know why Bill Grove called his Mighty Mouse. How did Iron Butterfly come about, Mike?
The first time I had it painted black, when I built that truck, we painted it red primer, and a friend of mine painted it black, and his logos was butterflies. He had his butterfly stencil, and he painted that thing in chartreuse. So it was chartreuse on a black truck. And I told Linda when we brought it home, I said, "We'll call it the Iron Butterfly." And that's where that stuck.
Okay.
And I seen that guy 20 years later, and I said, "Do you remember how I got his name?" And he remembered painting the truck, and yeah.
Wow. How about that? That's cool. Well, we're hitting almost an hour and a half. I know Donnie's got to go trucking here in a little while, probably.
Not me. I got my
Oh,
weekend.
no.
I'm semi-retired, you know.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
He's semi a lot of things. Yeah.
Semi-tractor puller, semi-trucker, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I told him a while ago, just add zeros to his bank account.
There you go. Poor Polly. That's all I can say.
When,
She's got-
when, when
she's glad
he
to see me
started
go-
collecting Social Security, we asked him if he's going to keep pulling. He said, "I don't think I can afford to pull on Social Security."
Yeah. Semi-recliner. Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's somebody asked me when I was going to retire standing the pool one year. I said, "Them blower motors don't run on Social Security."
No. Well, you think you might get the old two-wheeler back out sometime, maybe.
Oh, it's got it got motor in, ready to go, fresh.
Oh boy. Oh
The
boy.
only thing in it that's old is the crank and the cam. Everything else is new: pistons, rods, bearings. So has one pass on it, and we broke a bolt that holds a rocker down. So I put a whole new set of rocker bolts in it, and that so it's ready. And had a different speed shop build this one, and
Uh-oh.
he throwed about everything away. He has a pretty good reputation, and I'm sort of anxious one of these days when we get to it to get it back out and
Okay.
see what it does. If Rodney can keep it between the white lines, you know.
Rodney. Rodney. There's a long story to that nickname for poor Kevin. Poor Kevin. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that nickname for him.
Well,
He had a bad time with I don't want to say the company's name outright, but it just didn't work out for him. And I started calling him Rodney Fowler Landis, and it stuck. He's had that nickname ever since.
sort of like Ronald McDonald, huh?
Oh yeah. Gee, you think? I don't know. It ain't as red as it used to be.
It's not real bright red anymore.
It's lightening up.
You know, today was National Redhead Day. You know that.
Yeah. Did you take Polly out to
I had
lunch or anything?
some woman here informed me that a while ago.
I know you ran out and got her a cake and ice cream, and
Her birthday was election day, and they always sell barbecued chicken at the election house. So we were down and voted and got chicken. Well, then a friend of ours out here, Eric, his wife asked her if I took her out for supper. He said, well, sort of. She didn't need to cook it, so that's sort of taking her out, you know.
Mhm.
that's it. She didn't have to cook.
She sort of, you know.
That's good. What do you think, Roby? Got anything else off the top of your head? I know there's 1,001 stories, but
I'll tell one more story before we quit. Back when you were young and really wanted to tractor pull, I got invited to pull down at the Capitol Center. I forget what outfit was putting them on. And it was in January, and it was that cold and snowed, and our farm is down in a hollow, like you can't has lanes up out. And I got my tractor loaded on the trailer behind my pickup truck, and my dad hooked a bulldozer to my truck and pulled it up the lane so I could go pulling. And it was that cold that the moisture in the throttle cables froze. And I took it down to Bill Gore's and backed it in his garage overnight. He had heat in the garage, thawed them out, and then took and blew antifreeze down to my throttle cables. So we went down to the Capitol Center, and it never warmed up that weekend. The ice was froze on the parking lot where the puddles were. And I slept in Charlie Brothers' bus and had one of them little cube heaters that I stuck in my sleeping bag to stay warm. But that was, I couldn't even imagine doing that now. But that was fun back then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, we went to the Winter Nationals in Harrisburg one year with the old weapon, and we had that much snow. I got out of the garage. I don't remember how I got the truck out. We went out and loaded in the middle of 31. We just went out on the main road and loaded it up.
yeah.
And Pap and Recap took it down, and I went down in the car the next afternoon, and Pap complained all day down there about how cold that cab over Ford was we had. He's complaining how cold it was and the heater didn't work. I said, Pap, it always chased me out of there. He got down there and he realized the door was on the first latch. The door was half open. Oh, little Harrisburg. I said, Pap, it'd stay warm if you shut the door.
You still have the fan of Death in the Trailer? That's all I'm going to say, Greg.
Yeah.
He still got all of his digits.
After what, bang, a door. And then the next thing was fan.
Yeah.
And then the alarm clock went off the next morning.
Oh, my God.
I don't know who set all that stuff up.
Big night.
Listen, good night. He's had enough.
Felt like eating sauerkraut and hot dogs at 5 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Hot dogs and sauerkraut didn't have any buns. That don't matter.
Oh, they were good. They were good.
Best damn hot dogs you ever had.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you.
Was that the night somebody had too much alcohol fumes? He didn't get in on that, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was lively on the way there, but once
I remember we got done pulling. Me and Mike were working the track that time, and we got done. It was like midnight. I told him, I said, I'm not tired. I can already go. I said, let's drink one beer and go to bed. Next thing I know, it was 5:30 in the morning.
Well, I only got 2 beers left in this cooler here. We might as well drink them. Yeah, we emptied about 8 coolers that night, I think.
I'll tell you how bad it was. We like to stop and eat, lunch and stuff like that. Them boys didn't want to stop. They were interested in getting home.
Well, I know one night they were down at Gaylocks, Virginia, or West Virginia here down at, not Gaylocks,
Yeah.
down at
Virginia.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about out here where you said that you were above the clouds, then you went down in the clouds.
Oh,
Down
that
there,
was West Virginia. What would that was the
Oh,
racetrack.
yeah.
Elkins.
Elkins.
Yeah.
Elkins.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
rained,
Yeah.
and it rained out. I left down there and I didn't get 2 miles up the road, and the road was dry and there was no rain the rest of the way home. And Mike ended up with frostbite that night. His hand was clear blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reaching in, getting that Labatt's out. Yep.
Labatt's out of that cow.
Oh man. Old Taz had a whole cooler full of Labatt's.
And then I know one night down at Tuckahoe, some guy always complained down at Easton that he had to work 2 classes after we were done pulling, and he was behind. And he come walking over, and somebody handed him a 2-liter of Coke and said, "Here, Bill, this will catch you up."
Catch you up, you bet.
Wasn't that the night of the dreaded fan incident?
No.
Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
No, next day we went out to eat. Remember, it was Christmas in July or whatever.
It was Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah.
Landis's Christmas party. Christmas in July.
Yep. Well, it ended that night. Bang. That's when you broke a crank down there, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The plate.
It didn't really bang. It just quit, didn't it? It just come up there and got tight. Quit.
Yep.
About 200 feet. Yeah, that
Now,
was
the plate of
also-
Maryland. That was Ziegler's track.
Yeah,
They like to play.
baby. We won 5 in a row down there. Five pools in a row.
Big gear and let her eat and go.
Yep.
Well, we used to pull up at Bangor with the old weapon. That was our track up there. That one summer they had 4 pools up there. You run 7 and 9 both times. The weapon had 7 firsts and a second. Out of 8
I
hooks.
think the last time I seen you drive the 2-wheel drive was up there, wasn't it? I gotta find that. I
think.
Yeah, at Trent Best or
That's when
something.
you left up there and come down to my shop and you were on vacation.
No, that was where was we at? We was up there that time. But Kevin was along that time. It was me and Kevin come down. Was it Bangor we were at? We were on the
I
way
was thinking you
down.
were Bangor and you were going to Cecil County or something.
No, we were going down to clear down
That would
to
have been before. That
down
would have been
to
before the one I'm
John
talking about.
Smith's. Yeah, we had a day off and we was on vacation in your shop, putting flywheel back in.
One of my customers come in there and said, "What's them 2 guys doing?" I said, "They're on vacation."
Clutch dust for everywhere, ain't
Two
Laying
sets
under the 2-wheel drive.
Kevin's legs hanging out one side and my legs out the other side. They're laying under the truck. They're on vacation. I know one other fellow was at Shippensburg one year over the 4th of July, and he come back there all sunburnt and everything. He was under something or other too.
That's when you put brake lines on your truck, Jay. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
what a
Yeah, you were
nightmare
laying
that
under that truck and your legs were
Yeah.
bright red when you come out from the cabin.
was. Got her fixed. I just got rid of that truck 2 weeks ago. Finally. Yep. That thing sat here. Finally got rid of it. Damn Chevrolets and their rotted brake lines. I was towing a trailer too. I was towing the East Coast trailer at the time.
Yeah.
Thank God I had her. That's how I got stopped through town, through Shippensburg, using the trailer.
Travel
brakes.
brakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I got stopped. There's an auto parts store out the end of the pit road, and Had everything I needed to get her fixed up.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember I
not
come
real
down
quick,
from the.
obviously.
You called me and I come down from the cabin and picked you up. You stayed at the cabin overnight. You and then
That's right.
and then I took you back down the next day.
That's when I worked on it the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little sunburn. I forget, somebody come over and said something. It might have been Danny Forrester. I can't remember. I forget what he said, but it was just kind of comical. I'm just like, yeah, if I'm laying under the truck, I'm working on it. We got her fixed up. Well, I guess that's going to be a wrap. We're an hour and 37 minutes. If you fellas are done talking, if you got any more you want to say, go ahead and say her.
Well, I enjoyed doing this the last 2 weeks. I hope
Yeah.
everybody out there listening enjoys our stories. I guess sometimes
catch
get the
on.
shit.
We'll have more. We're going to have more. If you know,
Get the shits of hearing old people's stories, but
You put an X-rated show on some night and tell a lot more stories.
yeah, we could. I don't know how long it'll last on the internet. But
You might get banned for a while, you know. They like
you never
we said
know.
about Facebook with Mark Brady, where he spent more time in Facebook jail than he does on Facebook.
Oh boy, does he ever!
Yeah.
I talked to him here a couple of weeks ago. He said, "I just call it like it is." Yeah.
No filter. Yep.
He ain't afraid to speak his mind, but boy, Facebook's right on him when he does.
That's it.
I had to take him down to, I guess that was Tuckahoe one night. I had to take him to Tuckahoe. He was afraid to go to Tuckahoe. He couldn't get across the Meldon scales. I said, "Hey, no problem. Just follow me." I met him down Breezewood or somewhere. We went to Tuckahoe.
Oh.
That's brave, Dale. I can do that probably. You just said to get Zundel and Brandhuber on one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to put Bill Grove in charge of them two. Boy, oh boy. That'd be interesting, though. Matt Quigg, Grove mentioned Matt Quigg. We might try to get him on something.
Is he still up at Three Springs or wherever he was up in there?
Mapleton. Yeah, right close to Huntington there.
Mapleton, right there along
Mapleton.
22.
Yeah, Mapleton.
Yeah, that's the way I went across last Thursday. I went across to Orby. I load up above.
I would talk to him for. I guess he's still selling farm machinery.
So,
Didn't he work for that outfit up there at Center Hall? In that?
yeah, he's one of their branch stores, I think.
Yeah.
They have a couple dealerships around.
They had some roads closed up. I was up at Center Hall a good while back. And you weren't there, Grove. You guys were down at the camp. And the daggum roads were closed out through there. I couldn't get out of Center Hall. There was only one way, and that was out and go west. I posted on, I guess it was Facebook. So I'm sitting in traffic, and me and the ex-wife, and I put some kind of post on Facebook. Lo and behold, Matt Quick come on there and said, "Give me a phone number or whatever." He said, "Call me." He got me out of there and got me back down to the camp. There was a lot of back roads. I couldn't tell you how the hell I went, but we got there. What a mess that was.
I can remember going up to Center Hall pulling. There wasn't nothing there other than like a small little fair. Donnie, you were up there a couple of times. Remember John Kester put them pools on up there.
Oh.
Was that where that was at there at Center Hall?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was
We
basically
pulled-
pulled out in the cornfield, partner. They pushed the topsoil off and we pulled, didn't they?
Yeah, and we pulled there on a
Sunday.
Friday night, and I left there and went to Somerset for the Myersdale for the next night.
Yeah, but didn't they get rained out on Friday night? They come to Marysdale and pulled Saturday night. We went back up there and pulled Sunday.
That could have been. We were up there just pulled on a Sunday one time. They had a Sunday pull.
I think it was postponed from I think about what you're talking about. But we had a pool set up for Saturday night, a state pool. That was just a pool up there that he had that time, wasn't it? Wasn't no state
No,
pool.
it was a state pool. I was
Was?
up there for points.
We pulled down at Tommy Bagar's one time too. It was just pushed the wheat stubbles off and had a pulling track there at New Freedom. That was the night that we pulled somewhere, and Tommy took us over. Either Tommy or what was his brother's name?
Oh, Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
We went over there and had an old International half-ton pickup there. And it was probably was expecting Kevin at that time. I remember that. It was my mom and dad and me and her. And about 6:30, 6:45 in the morning, the pickup fired up. We were going for a ride. Paul come up running out in the porch, hollering and screaming, "Hey, I got people in there! You can't leave." He was gonna go for coffee, and we were in their camper, and then we pulled that afternoon right there close to their farm somewhere. But I do remember that it was after the.
I ain't too sure if that wasn't Mike. I wasn't there, but I remember talking about it. Wasn't it Mike Wright's farm?
I don't know whose farm it was on, but
Yeah,
I remember hearing about
Mike Wright's
there.
farm's right there in Shrewsbury. It was in Shrewsbury.
But that's where it was at down there somewhere. They just took a grader and graded the topsoil off the wheat stubbles or the barley stubbles or whatever they were and put a pulling track in.
That's probably where it was at. I remember hearing about people having a pool there before. Mr. Glory Seeker. Okay. They hit the pause button again. I guess they're done talking. I can't believe Donnie Landis is done talking.
Well, he said he was up at 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah. He's
Hey,
been
it's
steady
all
at
at
it.
10 o'clock. I got 23 hours in already today. You know?
There you go. Yes, sir. Yep.
But see, I'm semi-retired. I work 23 a day, then I'll take tomorrow off. Then I'll work.
There you go.
But
There you
see,
go.
being Memorial Day was Monday, my schedule's up. I usually load Mondays, deliver Tuesdays, take Wednesday off, and deliver Thursday, take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off.
Okay.
Can't beat that.
2 rounds out each.
Just take another speeder. You got another hour in you yet.
What
Another
was that?
speeder.
I said, just take another speeder. You'll have another hour in you yet.
Yeah. Bounce one off the windshield. You'll get it.
Well, Bill Grove still works. He's supposed to be retired, sold his business, and hell, he went back to work.
I guess
Right.
you call it that.
He probably like me find out he can't stand it around the house all the time. He has to get away.
Yeah.
Of course, I found it out the hard way last year.
No.
You need to build yourself a room.
He's got a garage out there.
Yeah, I got my garage up there on the hill, but I gotta get my TV and stuff hooked up. Kevin
Yeah.
Kevin donated me a refrigerator, so I got cold beverage now in case I get a sweat worked up. You know.
Yeah. Well, I got refrigerator and a couch and a recliner, a computer, and a TV.
It's got everything but the bathroom sink in there. The only reason they ain't got that is you feel like digging a ditch across there.
Yeah, I don't have water.
I don't have no water up there. I got electric and air though. I got the air compressor down in the other garage. You don't even listen to it hammering anyhow. So.
Yeah. Huh.
But whatever. So, now I'm still doing like they told me in high school. I couldn't make a living looking out the windshield, but I'm still trying to stand there looking out the window and see if I can make a living at it.
Oh, yeah.
Now they
That's
changed
been
the
a while.
terms right now. It's ridiculous high, and the fuel prices. And so this summer I'm just hauling what I want when I want.
Yep.
For about 2 of my farm customers, and other than that, I sit there on the bank. So,
I don't blame you. You got to slow down sooner or later.
Yeah, I run 3 loads 1 week, and I can do it, but it's a whole lot nicer to do it every other day, not trying to do back-to-back days. So
That guy sitting down there beside you, he don't work anymore. He's retired. Right, Mikey?
yeah,
Yes, sir. 21 years, baby.
yeah, but he
That's
has
been
a big
21 years. Wow.
he has a big yard to mow, and it keeps raining and it grows fast. He has to do that twice a
Wow.
week.
You bet.
And air conditioned cab at that.
Yep.
Yeah, but I heard some story about that last year. He told me, boy, that heated cab was nice the other week. I mowed it, had the heat on. And about 3 weeks later, he told me, I mowed again. He said, boy, that was pretty nice. It was a little warm, so I had the air conditioner on. Then it went about a month. One day he says, I found something I'm not going to do. What's that? Well, I had about 3 rounds to go and it started raining, so I just finished mowing with the windshield wipers on.
Yeah, it didn't turn out well.
I bet.
Well, you got the yard mowed. You just had a mess to clean
I
up
had-
there on your
I had
tractor.
grass all over everything.
Yeah.
Grass just stuck everything.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get much rain down there?
Yeah.
Out of all of it, including what we got last night, I had just a touch over 3 inches.
Yeah.
Is that what you had? Is that it?
Yep.
What we got
Oh,
last
no.
night in the last Thursday, Wednesday night into Thursday till last night, just about 7 inches.
Holy shit.
Wow.
We get an inch and a half every day.
So they were talking about over in, I guess, the Ohio River Valley and stuff. They're talking about a lot of bad flooding.
Well, right now there's a streak coming across south of us. We're a little bit north of it, and we've been catching a lot of them. Now, further north, like toward Punxsutawney and that, they're not getting there as much as we're getting because
Well, they don't want to flood the groundhog out.
they don't want to drown the groundhog.
Yeah.
You know. But his wife Phyllis says he's a compulsive liar. So if you believe him, you'll believe anything. You know. So
All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and pull the plug here, I guess. Appreciate you guys coming on, and we're probably going to do this again real soon because right now we're just at a lull in pulling. So hopefully we get to go pulling next weekend.
what next weekend? Berryville.
Yeah, Berryville next weekend. Yeah, and I may sneak up to. I'm not sure yet. I may sneak up to Clinton County this Saturday, with Snyder County. So Clinton County Fairgrounds. I'm sure y'all been there. Maybe
That's
I've
a
been there
long
before
drive.
the farm auction.
Whitneyville.
What's that?
Whitneyville.
Is it Whitneyville? It's
I'm pretty sure it's Whitneyville, Clinton.
I forget the name of the town. Mill something. Mill Hall.
Bill Hall.
Mill
Mill
Hall.
Hall.
Yep. Right off 80. Literally. As soon as you come off 80 right there's the fairgrounds. We went to a farm auction there years ago. Me, Dad, and Uncle. Yes, sir, Aaron. Hopefully.
That's on 220, ain't it?
Yes.
Get off 80 on 220 north. It's right there.
Yep. There's a
That's
racetrack
close
here.
to Snowshoe. Remember we pulled in Snowshoe, Mike?
Oh my, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Sounds like there must be a story to this.
There-
Stay
no.
tuned.
Oh my God.
A horrible place.
Two-day pull. Some guy put back in a strip mine. I guess they have mud bulbs and stuff back there. This guy, Rick Fike, hooked up with him. He had a 2-day pool up there.
Yeah.
I guarantee you somebody lost money because I don't think there was 20 people there to watch.
Oh no! Wow.
Not like that at Reedsville, West Virginia. Did you ever pull there? That was a strip cut. But they got people, and it's pretty right in town. And what they did, they just made a track. And people sat they sloped the banks on each side of the strip job. That's where the people sat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And first time I was out there one time. Me and Andy Zunski left like one Friday night after work and drove out there, and it was like, I don't know, midnight till we got there. And the guy with the truck, and Andy looked at me, he said, I hear banjos playing. That's where that guy that had the ship truck fell in love with you, right?
He come in there the next day about 9 o'clock in the morning. He said, "Come on, go along for a ride." He brought me back about 2 o'clock out after me. all around Reedsville. He took me over there somewhere, went up on top of this hill. He backed up. He had taken a plow and dug it, just like a one bottom plow, and he made about 6 passes down along this hill. That's where he dumped his sludge egg. He just backed up and dumped him in a ditch, let it run to quit. But you make a friend in West Virginia, you always have a friend.
There you go. There you go.
Remember that fella come down here and park crossways at Littlestown that time we were having a pool down there. I got him to move, and he had a heck of a time. And like Gravy said, every time he'd see me somewhere, the old fellow was about 2 steps behind me all day long.
I remember filming there one time.
There at Littlestown, I had a automatic in my tractor then, first time we pulled there. And I went to back it up on the trailer, and I usually back up a hill and then kick it into neutral. Well, I missed her, and she went off the end of the trailer back on the tailgate of the truck. And I remember.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I remember Gary Miller, Fat Rat we call him, he was standing there. He said, "Come on back, Grove. You want to put her on the truck?"
Did you say Fat Rat?
Fat Rat, we used to call him. Gary Miller. He had the Prospector.
Okay.
Remember the Prospector tractor?
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yep, he had. I'm not too sure if he didn't buy a turbocharger out set up off of Dave Greek. Dave had a 460 on his tractor, and when Dave Becker quit towing, he had turbochargers on that twin 460, and I think Dave bought that setup, and then when Dave quit pulling, he sold that to Gary. He had twin turbos on.
Hot Rod Lincoln.
Yep.
Remember him well.
Well, you talk about putting your tractor up on your pickup. It was up there at Baker Summit. And you guys probably never went there the way we did, but you could go up by Oysterburg and go across the mountain. It was real steep on the other side, about 2 S turns, and then about 2 miles out along the mountain to the track. Tom Urmson come in there about the time the 5 was starting that night, and the front wheels of eyesore was down in the Y between the that's when you could have a narrow front end yet. It come loose coming off the mountain and full and dropped down in there and said, "Couldn't get out of there. I just come on in with it."
Jeez. All right, guys.
Are we going to try this again?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll let you know if it'll be next week or not. I'm not sure yet, but they're definitely going to be doing it again. Yeah. Yep. We'll do it more often. We just keep getting guys in here. I'm just going to make you two the permanent co-hosts, and we'll just keep getting people to come in. So.
They've been everywhere. They've done everything, you know.
Not that they're any trouble or anything. So, but there's always stories to tell, and you'll think of 10 more.
Oh yeah,
5 minutes after logging off. You know.
Yeah.
I'll sit here all day long thinking while I'm working editing. I'm like, I'm going to ask this, I'm going to ask this, I'm going to ask this. I should write it down because come showtime, we get to talk about everything else and I forget anything I wanted to ask.
You know what that is? That's a sign you're getting older. You got to have a notepad now.
Definitely. Yep. I got plenty of them here. I got to start using them. Sure. All right. Yeah, Williams Grove. Okay, CS is at Williams Grove Saturday. I didn't know that, Aaron. I'm going to look into that. But anyway. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you, chat. And hey, how about that Fern Corey guys got some stories too, huh?
I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, he ought to have a lot of stories how he melted his helmet and all that stuff. You know, how whenever they got off the turnpike, when he come in from Ohio or somewhere one night, Earl was tapping his watch. He said, "I think it quit."
Yeah.
You can't hear that early.
Oh yeah. I think I remember hearing that story. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And the guys that rode along with him, the Indy Super Bowl, drank Rolling Rock beer, pony bottles the whole way out. Earl said, "Can't you all piss at once?"
Uh-huh.
Me and Kevin rode over to the Buck with Earl one night. Earl and Charlotte and Vernon, I guess, was in the truck, and I got that motor and the thresh washer. We didn't have a thick enough plate in it, and it took the thresh washer out of the motor, so the motor wouldn't run. So we went over there, run Baby Bear that night. Earl pulls in the Buck and swung around, pulled out to the gate like he looked. He got to looking around and complaining at Charlotte and drove right into the fence in front of him. Oh, he just raised the cane and carried on. Charlotte, what the hell do you make me do that for? You know.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he ran right smack into the chain link fence there.
Wow.
Of course, is that the year you were out with us, JR, at Bowling Green when Beanie come around on his golf court and run right smack into the chain link fence? We were sitting there. We parked along the fence there. He come up
Yeah, I remember.
and run right smack into the fence.
I don't remember that. That must not have been the year I was there.
I mean, he just didn't run against it. He had to hammer down. I don't know where he thought he was going. Right smack in that fence he went.
Yeah, I would have remembered that now. Now, I was there in 2014 with you.
So,
That was probably a different year. Huh. A lot of things out there. Everybody's got to go there at least once. But anyway. Okay.
Well, good night, gentlemen.
Yep.
We'll see you
Good night.
then. You
all
bet.
right. See you another time.
You
All right,
bet.
thank you, Donnie. Appreciate you
Yep.
coming on. Bill, Mike. We'll go ahead and get the
All right.
outro going here as soon as I find it. Good night, everybody. We'll let you
Night.
know about next week. Keep an eye on social media.